You got to keep your friends close and your enemies closer, especially when you're a Cancer, because the person that you're around the most, and let's say that there isn't really anybody else that you're around that much and you're around them all the time, you're just going to start blaming them for all of your problems. You'll just make up shit in your mind about, you know, why, like, you should just hate them with all your heart, and do it in the most sinister ways possible, act like you like them, but deep down know like they're your worst arch enemy. Just the way of the Cancer. They always keep their enemies the closest, but they do keep their friends close too. Just they keep their main enemy closest. Many men, many men wish death upon me. Then we want to make sure that things like get as messed up as they possibly can beforehand moving forward, because we're Scorpios, and Scorpios want to make sure that nothing is left undone, or that we missed out on like an opportunity to like go as dark as we can with something, because we got the survival mode and the passion, our passions and our desires with the Scorpio placement overshadow the things that might actually matter, like our responsibilities and our relationships. And we got this line of karma of we go through a cycle and then we just repeat it. We make a mistake and then we go on to make another mistake, and we just don't really learn the lesson. I really do personally believe that like everything that we do and consume or take in through the form of like our eyes, or that we digest, like if we eat something, or anything that we interact with and let our being vibrate with, so that there can be some sort of interaction. It's like immediately picking up a telephone call, and you never know like truly who is like behind that phone. Like it could be somebody posing as somebody. It could be like an Indian phone scammer, but like somebody who does it like 50 times better than like Indian phone scammers do. And I don't just mean people, like I'm talking about food, like things that you could get addicted to. That's what it is. It's like you're getting scammed. You chose to have an interaction with something that is extremely good at sucking you in, manipulating you, wasting your time, hiding you from the truth about who you even actually are, so that you're blinded by it and you lose sight of who you truly are. And it can become this thing where you feel like you can't even live or exist without it, because the second that you remove it, it's like all that information and all of the exchange of whatever from that interaction that you were getting has to now go, and you have to be left to face who you are just as you are, without anything being covered up, which can be a very shocking feeling and experience, especially when you're first getting off of something, or cutting something out like that. It's what's called a wake-up call. You know, it's like the phone call back to yourself to wake up from certain type of slumber that it may have put you in. And you know, like, there is a way to master, like, moderation with things that can be manipulative, like learning to, I don't know, maybe you have like a favorite something, like maybe you still like alcohol. It's about learning how to do it once when it truly makes sense to do it, and it doesn't become a habit or addiction, and you're doing it with a real purpose, and it really does get you somewhere. And that's just an example, because it could be literally, it could literally be anything. And that's learning how to see the good. See the good in something. Look at the positive side of it. Take what is beneficial about it, and disregarding the rest. You want to make sure that before you ever like move forward or start making choices, or even before you start thinking or trying to like make moves, like, you want to make sure that everything is clear, that all the paths before you are like clear, and you don't want any fogginess. So that's why it's important that you make sure that you have the ability, or that your mind, you know, is clear and calm, free of distractions like worries and problems, and you know how to be fully present in the moment. And at the very least, you take time to create moments like that for yourself, so that you don't ever get led too mentally astray from who you actually are, with things that might be like mental addictions. Like maybe you think about something too much. Maybe you focus on something a little bit too much. Maybe you're just consuming too much of something, and it could be blocking you in areas that you are not aware of, and you might have way more options and way more opportunities than you would ever think that you would have if you can just remove the blockages, the distractions, the things that blind you and distract you from the truth about who you truly are, without needing things external to scam you and leave you in a state of being blind. So like, if you didn't make the room for something to come in, then it's not going to be able to make it in. And if you filled the room with a bunch of other stuff, then anything new that wants to come in that's big, you might have to do like a whole bunch of like rearranging. You might have to throw some stuff out, get rid of things. That's why it's important to keep your body, your mind, your environment as clean as you can, and free of unnecessary content that might just be taking up space. You know, information that's taking up space that is no longer of use. You know, always follow and trust your intuition when you're feeling a certain like way, or You're getting the intuitive guide to do something, say something. Like, just want to always follow your intuition on everything, because it is guiding you to stay within your own realm of reality, where nothing outside of you is able to come in and manipulate you, because that's kind of usually the only time that you start getting manipulated, is when you let go of your intuition and shut it out. But I find that sometimes it's not that I disregard my intuition, it's just that I do kind of set it aside sometimes to allow myself to learn things the hard way and to extract more forms of information quicker, because sometimes when you're not really familiar with something, or something is very foreign or like mysterious, it's like your intuition can only guide you so far with something that is absolutely just foreign to anything that you're able to like comprehend or understand. And that's when if you choose to like explore something like that, you gotta accept there's gonna be like positives and negatives to whatever experience the interaction gives you during and afterwards, because there's always that after effect. It's kind of like eating the forbidden fruit, you know, getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden. It's kind of like what that is a little bit. It's to gain the knowledge of good and evil, right and wrong, so that you can have a higher level of free will, more choices, more options, more keys to unlock more doors, gain access to more things, such as possibly like resources. All of us really do live inside of our own personal universe, where everything is extremely subjective and just based on how we perceive it, and nobody is able to perceive the things that you are able to perceive, because everything is going to be your personal unique experience, and nobody will be able to have the same experience or perspective that you have, or be in the same exact field of reality that you are in. It's the toroidal field. We all have a toroidal field, and within it we allow things to get projected outside of us, inside of our toroidal field, and we all choose to project different things. But at the end of the day, you know, whatever it is, everything that we experience or interact with or perceive, all of it is an illusion, and all of it fades back into the void that we are, because the void is us. We are the void. Everyone is the ultimate void. Everyone is the ultimate source. And reality, as you know it, has to fade back into you always at some point, as if nothing ever existed, all the way down to your human body, your mind, anything that you feel, anything that you think about. Everything has to fade away back into the void that you are. But you'll always reemerge with a new reality, a new form, new way of existence. You're never gonna stop existing. You're never just gonna not exist. So understanding that all perspectives are valid, all ways of life are valid, and you can make out of anything that you want. You can make out of things as you wish, and nobody can stop you. Nobody can tell you otherwise. You get to be the master of your own perception. There is no limit and there is no end to the potential and the value of the void that you are. There's no obstacle that can stop it. There is such thing as like going into realities where you're imprisoned in certain ways and certain forms, and you get trapped to stay stuck somewhere for time is irrelevant. It's just a sequence of events, so like it doesn't really exist, but within your perception it can seem as if there are things that are blocking you from existing in bliss with the void that you are, and having a good relationship with the void within you, because it's important to have a relationship with that part of yourself, because that part of yourself, when you can have a relationship with it, that's when you know how to like truly like appreciate and truly value yourself, and truly like have things that do matter to you within your field of reality, because you know that they're temporary, but you also see that all of it is just a part of you, and things that are there to interact with you, and create, have experiences, have an existence. So in that sense, that lasts forever, because when you're in the present moment like that, and you're really focusing on like the things that really do matter and that you really do value and care about, those things never actually leave you, because even when they left you, as long as you always stayed present with yourself first, the aftermath of any of it will always ultimately be beneficial. So there's no actual death, there's no actual loss, because everything just gets recycled back into the void for you to create a new and improved form, a new and improved reality, a new and improved perception and perspective and way of looking at things. All of that can, things can bring you empowerment when you choose to look at them in that type of way. And ultimately, in the end, nothing ever did actually matter. There was never any actual matter. Everything was always just an illusion, and it was always just you, the all-consuming ultimate void that forever creates and exists. Neptune's Owl, I'm out.